of the University of Nebraska. CBS Sports presents the 2009 NCAA Gymnastics Championships. Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Tim Brando. By my side, the captain of the 1996 Women's Olympic gold medal winning team, Amanda Borden. And Amanda, the storyline quite similar to the one we had a year ago, although it would be 10 titles for Georgia. That's an NCAA record worthy to win today, and a drive for 5 consecutively.
Well, as always, they have depth across the board. They have 6 phenomenal athletes up on all 4 events. They do not have a weak link, and helping them do that are 2 seniors, Tiffany Tolnay and Courtney Kupets. Tiffany Tolnay had flawless routines in the prelims. She's dominating, she's motivating, and she's consistent, the most important part for the Gym Dogs. Joining her is Courtney Kupets. She's the all-around champion, posted a perfect 10 on the balance beam, but they have the big scores. Can they handle the pressure of defending 5 and knowing that every team here is gunning for that top spot? And
Amanda, you believe that the competition here is more balanced than ever, and certainly it's familiar competition, what with Alabama out of the SEC.
Well, I do think this is the tightest Super 6 competition I've seen in years, and Alabama is one of those teams. They're coming in with added confidence. They beat the Gym Dogs at the SEC Conference Championship. One of the athletes helping them do that is freshman Ashley Priess. She'll be anchoring them on 2 of the events, but she can post 4.99s on all of the events.
Another familiar foe would be that of Utah. 3 times they've played the role of bridesmaids. Frankly, they are tired of second place, and they've got some elite gymnasts on the floor today.
Well, and one of the athletes tired of second place is senior Kristina Baskett. She is coming in with the Utes a little more confident this year, focusing on what their goal is, and that is this could be their year to win the national championship. But their confidence is going to be tested right out of the gate on the toughest event, the balance beam.
Here in the first rotation, as Amanda mentioned, Utah will be on the beam. Bama on vault. Arkansas in its first ever Super 6 begins on floor X. And the 4-time defending champions, Georgia, will be on bars. LSU and Florida each have buys. That one to count. There's a look at Greg Marsden. He's the only coach Utah has ever known. And Amanda, he's happy just to be here. In the preliminary competition, it was left up to Kristina Baskett for the Utes on vault. And she wound up with an outstanding score, but then they were simply left to watch and wait for UCLA on floor exercise.
Well, she couldn't have done a better vault than that, and of course received a 9.95, but nothing worse than the weight.
And how about the pressure, Amanda, on Ariana Berlin? Now, she took the floor with the understanding that it would take better than a 9.85 for UCLA to make the Super 6.
Well, it was a fantastic routine, Tim, but it scored just a 9.85, which sent them into a tiebreaker.
And that meant that the procedure would involve counting all 6 scores, not having an opportunity to throw out the worst score on the event. Both teams were left to watch and wait. The calculations were there, and you could see the tension mounting for both teams. Coach Valerie Condos-Field caught wind of it as the teams were making their way onto the floor. You could see her saying, no, we're just a little short. It will be Utah. And then that moment of truth came, and a show of tremendous sportsmanship, I thought, on Valerie's part as she went over to see Greg Marsden and say congratulations to you. And it was like winning a mulligan for Utah. Here now is Jamie Deetscreek from Hatboro, Pennsylvania, and she's going to have to improve on a shaky performance from the prelims.
Well, very difficult front aerial. It's a blind landing. Didn't have enough amplitude. You could see just landed totally crooked. Before she knew it, she was on the floor.
Her first ball in 64 routines. There she is now, Jamie Deetscreek. Very important apparatus for Utah to be a factor in this national championship.
Well, and as a coach, you have to wonder, is that in the back of her mind? Yes, she gets a second chance, but here comes the front aerial again. Perfect. Beautiful leap series. We talked about how difficult this event is to start on. You have a ton of adrenaline. This is the only event where adrenaline doesn't help. Goal is to stay calm and just do what they practice every day. Getting ready for the dismount. Cartwheel gainer full off the side. Much better.
Oh, yeah. mom and dad, Gary and Jean, looking on, and that's exactly the kind of score Utah needed to get things started. Speaking of pressure, how would you like to be in this young lady's shoes? On vault, Ashley Priess, you mentioned at the top, she is a freshman of some influence.
Well, she's performing a Yurchenko full of vault we're going to see all day long. Great height. Wow, for a freshman to know the importance of it landing on that vault, excellent. And Tim, it's going to be a big score.
She knows it. Sarah Patterson, her coach, and it is a 9.90. We're underway in Lincoln, Nebraska. Make no doubt, the other storied program in the sport of gymnastics is Utah. And this year, the perennial bridesmaids decided to get ahead of the game, putting together these championship T-shirts.
The New Year our year came from our football team who won the Sugar Bowl in January. And so it was like a new year for Utah sports, Utah athletics, and for Utah gymnastics.
Kristina and Nina Kim sort of took ownership of this team this year, didn't they?
Definitely anchoring on this event in particular. Kristina is such a fun gymnast to watch. She's elegant, dynamic.
She really loves this apparatus, too.
Starting right out with a tumbling series, back handspring, layout, step out. And you can just see the confidence in her face and the way she's approaching this event, which is very important.
You say it often, Amanda, but those incredible lines, that really shows up here.
Well, you see a lot of the gymnasts doing the same skill. So what makes them stand out, obviously, is being as perfect as possible, but creating great lines. This event also showing great releve and flexibility. Kick over front. It's been a very solid routine as she gets ready for the dismount. Finishing with a round off, 1.5. Perfect landing. I guarantee we're going to see that all day from her.
A hug from Meg Marsden, wife of Greg, an associate coach here, and a 9.875. Let's quickly get over to floor exercise. Arkansas senior Alex Lachance looking to pick up where she left off in the prelims.
Well, you know, they have been such a fun team to watch, enjoying and soaking up everything here at their first NCAA Super 6. She's getting ready for her last tumbling pass. Finishing with a double tuck. Very nice.
Powerful.
You know, I think what's so fun to watch is they're just enjoying it and they're nailing everything.
Mark Cook and his wife Renee came over from Stanford, took a year to put this program together, and in 6 years of competition, look where they've gotten, all the way to the Super 6, a 9.850. Now Tiffany Tolnay of Georgia.
Remember, their first routine up, they had a big mistake, so there's a lot of pressure riding on the rest of that lineup. Starts out with a beautiful Jaeger.
This is where that leadership from your veterans comes into play for Suzanne Yaklin.
Wow, and you can see Tiffany really accenting the line, showing a perfect vertical handstand so far in every handstand. Nice giant full. Finishing with a very difficult double front, spotting that landing and nailing it.
And a hug from Jay Clark, who will be taking over as head coach at the end of this competition.
And a huge comeback, a 9-9, exactly what they needed.
All right, let's get over to vault again. Alabama's Morgan Dennis from West Hampton, New Jersey.
Tim, she has a huge Yurchenko full, so it's really going to be important that she spots the landing. Little hop. Very nice, though.
And there you see the final scores on vault for Alabama with the help of that 9.90, a whopping 49.425 for Alabama. Here's Nina Kim back on the beam for Utah.
Beautiful layout step out. Moving into her leap series. Nina's very smooth and confident on this event, very elegant style. For an aerial, right to a double stag jump.
She and Baskett have to score highly on this, and really every apparatus for Utah to make a run at Georgia this year. She's very well aware of that.
Switch side leap. All that's left is a dismount, and very solid routine. Finishes it out with a round-off 1.5 twist. Very nice landing. Great start for Utah.
Yeah, I'll say. Her mom looks on and is excited, and the team score very good, 49.175. And look at the job Baskett and Kim did for their squad. And Casey Jo Magee from Eugene, Oregon, now on the floor for Arkansas.
Floor was always my favorite event because it's the event you can really get out there and show your personality. You can see the smiles, lots of energy as she gets ready for her last tumbling pass with half to front, 1.5. Very nice landing.
This Arkansas team is just going for it, aren't they?
They are. They're aggressive, and I think, honestly, the reason they're so consistent is because they're just there to have a good time. Nothing to lose.
Oh, yeah. Why not? She is so pumped up. So is her coach and her teammates. A 9.90 for Casey Jo Magee.
Let's go, Sia!
And here she is, Amanda, arguably the greatest gymnast of her time at the collegiate level, 2004 Olympic bronze medalist, Courtney Kupets. Well, what a career. I mean, the all-around champion. She scored tens and everything.
And also won the 2006 and 2007 NCAA championship. Of course, missed out in 08 because she tore her Achilles. Came back this year and has scored a 10.0 specifically on that event. Very difficult to do.
You believe she could still be an elite gymnast if she wanted to be?
You know, I encourage her to try for the Olympics again because she just is so impressive, and especially on this event. Beautiful release up to the high bar, right back down to a bail handstand. She shows it all. Beautiful lines right there. Dynamic releases. Perfect form. But most importantly, she knows the importance of landings as she winds up for the dismount, finishing double layout. And that's what I mean, Tim.
Yeah, and you know, Tolnay and Kupets just have their teammates back. Always, it seems. But Georgia skirts by on bars with the help of the veteran leadership of Courtney Kupets. Look at that, a 10.0. So after the first rotation, the two SEC schools, the powers, Alabama and Georgia at the top. Both Florida and LSU have yet to compete, but they'll be out there shortly. And here's Greg Marsden, the head coach of Utah, with Amanda.
What a great start. Not the easiest event to start in, and I probably have to tell you how your team did because you're not even in the arena. You missed it all.
Well, I haven't watched Beam in 25 years. In fact, usually I'm out of the arena somewhere walking off nervous energy.
Well, I'll tell you what, there was a tense moment. Daria fell. Tell me what it's like to count on your two anchors to make sure that this event started the momentum for the day.
Well, you know, they've done a good job all year, and there are two seniors. That's where they're in those positions. They've got the experience. I think they've got the confidence. And you know, throughout the season, if there's been a mistake early in the lineup, those are the people we count on to get us going.
Well, this team in particular seems to really have an air of confidence, and I've noticed a uniform change going from silver to gold. Can you tell us what does it mean to your team and the confidence for this year's competition?
Well, I don't want this to sound arrogant or cocky at all. They just wanted to put a little gold in their uniforms instead of a little silver, just as a reminder of where we'd like to be.
Well, congratulations on a great start and good luck.
Thank you.
Early on, the teams are tightly bunched. Florida and LSU prepare to join the party. We'll be back with rotation 2 right after this.